So this is a tutorial for the second half of P64. Not really a tutorial, just more or less explaining what you have to do. So hopefully this is under at least 10 minutes or something like that, but probably won't. Not with me talking. Anyways, so this is kind of like the start of the video. After you get all the keys for the badge keys that I showed in the last video or the last tutorial. Okay, so where to take the speedrun time? Right around here. Okay. So we're gonna go to roughly around here. So this is like the intro. I have the speedrun. I have this like speedrun timer down here. I was gonna speedrun it, but then as you see by here, it took me like an hour. Alright, never mind. Hey, sorry about that. you didn't miss much. I just like paused there for like a second. You didn't miss much. Anyways, so pretty much, I think what happened here? Okay, so I got disconnected and I took off the timer. So this intro part, what you're basically doing is that you're basically running around, finding keys, finding color keys. Each color key is placed differently on the map, and you're also gonna try to run this guy, this like code guy you saw up there. So you're pretty much doing that for the entire time. I want to see if I can get to it. So okay, let me go to nope. That's kind of spoilers ish if you're seeing the tutorial. Where is it? So we're gonna go here. Okay. So I got jump scared here. Oh, can you see that? Okay. Okay. So I got jump scared here. I get a fake disconnect message. So when you get attacked, you get a fake disconnect message, basically saying, come back around or whatever, and then you can run away from him. So after the disconnect message, you can then he still attacks you, and then I recommend grabbing these chocolate brownies, which you can get from the store. Before you do this, I recommend doing this, and then you can run away from him. Basically, whenever the screen starts shrinking, is when he is done chasing you. He has lost sight of you, and he will no longer be chasing you. Kind of like right now. So when this shows up, and then he's gone. So he's off wandering, exploring where you need to find him, and then that. So you basically do that. I think you keep on doing that. In the upstairs, if I can find, yeah, right here. This is a spot I recommend going to. You can climb on top of it or go behind the box to basically escape him. I recommend doing this to basically, if he sees you, I recommend running here as fast as possible or run around near the bottom. Or pretty much try to get here or lose sight of him really fast. So that's what I recommend doing. And then do that pretty much all around until you get to the black key right down here. This black key, which then the black key always have the same spawn location. No, not the same spawn location. The door is the same. You want to go here, grab this broom, and then he will highlight. This piggy will highlight, and then you can run up to him with the broom equipped, and then kill him, or just get a cutscene, and then you will then be kicked from the game. It will be set to resurrection or reinstitution or whatever. I don't know. I think it's basically a reinstall. I don't want to. Does this log back in this way? I might have logged back. Yeah, log back this way. Then you log back in after you beat Act 4. You log back in, and then you go to see this red screen. And then here comes the fun part. The fun long part. This is the reason why it is an hour. Is this fun obby? So this obby, I really can't give you tutorials. Basically, I would recommend using items. I think in the entire obby, I didn't use a single item at all. I was tempting to. I can't even see that. Hold on. I just realized you can't see that there. Okay, now you can see the items. I know you can see the items. You can see the items now. Okay, so you can see the items. I had a black key in this place. It's basically it's gonna, the black key can spawn in any of the color doors, whichever the color door is final for you. It could be different. I think for me it was the white door or the cyan door technically, but it's different for everyone. For everyone, it's different. But normally all the key colors are, but the door location to unlock the keys is roughly around the same. So yeah, it just depends. Another thing too, you are gonna need the actually no, it's fine. Never mind, because you can get it after this. But you're pretty much here going to be doing parkour. I equipped this, but I didn't use that at all, nor the magnifying glass. So yeah, pretty much this obby, I'm just gonna skip around because it's pretty much boring. We're gonna go to around here, do a forward skip, do another forward skip. If you're lost, I would recommend just looking around and basically try to find the way up. Okay, so now, so after that, we're up here. We also there's checkpoints, which it's really hard to find them, but basically like after every hard section, like a really hard section or a long section, there will be a checkpoint. Or right before one technically. So this is kind of one of those sections where it's going to be really hard to do. Sorry about that, I'm just moving my chair around. So this is one of those sections. It should be really easy. Well, the section is easy. The checkpoint's easy to find. Pretty much kind of predictable. If not, then it's whatever. So now we're here. This is basically a flood escape, but for instance, we're using lava, so it's a lava escape. Kind of represents if anyone play like RB Battle season, I think season 2 or season 3, like for the RB battles. Here I will play out kind of my final-ish run, so I'm gonna go find that real quick. Where is my final run? Should be after this. Because then, if I remember correctly, I add a reset halfway through. I think this opened back up. Say around here, yeah. Okay. So I think I did this all in one attempt. If I didn't, it's whatever. But I don't think I did actually. But basically, I recommend kind of following my path. I also recommend taking this a little bit slow because you don't need. The thing about this is that you don't have to actually go fast because the lava meter up here actually rises really slowly, and each of the levers bring the lava back down to its base format, and back to its base. So like that's the starting level. So yeah, you can just take it really slow. When you get to in the kind of the final portion, also don't do what I did. You can go around. I just did that for convenience, just because I'm used to the parkour system in this game. Because I think this was like my 10th time doing it, or like 12th or like 20th time doing it at this point, and I reset. So I already did it once before. It fully completed, but I had to reset because the game updated and the developers told us that you should reset. That's the thing we just did. I recommend doing a dive double jump. Doing dive double jump. So you basically do a dive off of after you've reached the top or somewhat the top, and then do like a cancel or whatever you want to call it. But you basically do like your secondary jump and then just like hop onto that platform. Up here, I don't think really anything else is really noted. Just basically try to get up here as fast as possible. It's really easy. The obby itself, the only reason why I say the obby itself is hard is because of the timer. If the timer was in here and the lava slowly rise, it would probably be one of the easiest sections of the game. But yeah, that's kind of it for now. Oh yeah, I died here. Okay. So this is before I reset, so I'm gonna find where I reset and do it again. Get around here, okay. So we're gonna try to get back where I need to. Okay, so this is where, okay. Let me go to here. Then we'll just skip. I go back, everything back down. Okay, so here this is where we were just at. This is like after I basically beat the game and had to reset my game. So this is where this is timeline. I think I beat this run. If not, then I just fast forward a couple of minutes. But yeah, so this is kind of it. This is kind of like the final pathway you need to take. You're basically gonna do a lot of double jumping into dive into like a dive cancel, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna be doing a lot of that. Just because the platforming like that's easier. Which, if you don't know, at least on computer, it's spacebar for the double jump, shift for the dash, and then the spacebar after the dash or after shift the shift key to do the dive cancel. So now after completing that, you get this little cutscene to start the second section of this parkour. I will let this section play through more. If I remember correctly, there is nothing really notable about the last section before the chalice or before like the lava escape type map. The only thing I really need to note is this section coming up here in a second. Yeah, I do. Okay. So what I recommend doing is, I'm actually going to quickly go back and pause it right before it. Okay, so what I recommend here is do something I like to call a roll into a jump, then you do it into a double jump, and then do a dash into a jump cancel. So this is what I did. So at this platform, you're gonna be facing forward. Then you're gonna press the roll button, do a jump after the roll button, and then do a double jump after you roll. And after the double jump, do a dive into a dive cancel or into a dive. Then up here, I recommend just taking time. You don't need to speed on this. Then same thing, not here, but just do a regular single jump into a dive, just to get over to there. But you don't have to. There's a way around, but that's just the quicker way you get up here. Here, you just need a double jump, and then to get back on, you need a double jump into a dash. All you need is like a jump into a dash, and then a roll, jump, dash. But you can do that with a regular double jump to a dash. I think here I die, and then I figure out something. No, I don't die here. I don't think I die at actually the rest of this. I think I'm good. Am I good? No, I think I die at the end. I don't know. I don't remember where I die. Do I do this all the way? I do this all the way. So this is it, pretty much. That was my final run for that. So then, go up to this elevator. You get this checkpoint, then you can go up to this elevator. And then you will go up the elevator all the way to the top. You get this cutscene where the elevator slowly takes you up. Fades to black, and then it takes you up here. And then once you're up here, you then go here. It says, oh, U-turn. Do not go here. I look around, I didn't see anything, so then I did the most optional thing I thought about, and to jump. So jump down. Did the jump speed on? I don't. That should jump speed on. Actually, no, that's not. Just do where I have. So then we're here now. So after you do that, you will end up in this type of limbo. It's called limbo. I recommend going here and pick up some healing items and stuff from the pier. I did not do that because I did not see that at the time. Also, go to your inventory and equip the lightsaber sword, whatever you want to call it, or the light sword, or whatever, which you can get, I think, for completing all the obbies with gold. The true saber or something like that. You can get that thing for completing all the obbies with gold, or just completing all the obbies in general. I don't remember. I had it at the time, I just don't remember how I got it or when I got it. So then you're basically going to follow this money trail. After you get all that weapon, you need a sword. After you get all that stuff, you climb up follow the money trail all the way up here. I did equip the magic lens or the magnifying glass for it, because I was confused. I thought we couldn't touch this one-on-one stuff, but then I did, and we go over here. It gives you basically a point of no return if you ever play video games like that. But basically, as I said, this is going to take you to the end of the game. Oh, you sure you want to enter? You can either press X or you can press the check mark. I pressed the check mark because I thought I was ready. I didn't think I knew anything, which I didn't, even though this is kind of long. I don't have any audio on, which kind of sucks. I wish I did. because you would love the ending. But if you want to, you can just watch another YouTuber or just look up the endings down the line. But I will leave the ending on and ending on. I might put my own music on because it's gonna be quiet, but it's gonna be like royalty free music. But anyways, uh, that kind of ran over. We are into this like the start of this boss fight. This is gonna be random lore. I am gonna let this. Nah, I'm not gonna let this play out. So he basically this rat guy, uh, Nor, transforms into this little, kind of the guy I think we were chasing around. That was chasing us in the Act 4 or Act 3 or whatever. I can't remember. I think it was Act 4. In Act 4, chasing us around in Act 4. So I recommend equipping those brownies or chocolate bars, what you want to call them. Heal up every time you get hit. You do heal naturally, which is really nice in this event. I didn't know, but you have to have one of these swords equipped. I equipped this sword that I got from the obbies, but you can get the Act 1 sword. By getting the Act 1 sword, I think it does less damage, but I didn't test it. I heard someone online talk about it when I was doing this event. So all you have to do is, anyways, so yeah, either get this sword or the other one, doesn't matter. I would, can't really do much. I thought the diving got rid of the shield. It doesn't, it's timed. So after a little while, you get heal shield up, and then you have to you can go in to hit him. Then after you go in to hit him, you have to back up a little bit after a couple of hits, roughly around every 1/4 of HP. So it's basically gonna be a 4-hit combo. You're gonna wait till it's gonna be like a kind of like a back and forth for like 4 times. So he's gonna do like a whole bunch of shield movement at the start of outside the round, and then you can run in and knock down his 1/4 of HP, and then back off, and then you'd be doing this kind of like for like the rest. So that's kind of it. I don't think he introducing any new moves at all. He does his lightning strikes, and then he does these tornadoes, and then he does this kind of like a pull attack, which I think he doesn't do. Oh my god, my mouse is dying. He doesn't do till I think the second half of his year. Oh, he has a glitch here for me. It's just a visual glitch. Nothing really bad happened. Just a visual glitch. I don't know. Can I find it? I don't know. But he does this kind of like a kind of whirlpool pull attack. I might be able to find it later boss fights, but he does it in this. He does it in this phase. Now we're on to the red phase. Basically, the red phase does the same attacks as the green phase, including some new attacks. I recommend for these attacks, for the barrage at the start, I recommend just dodging a lot near the start, and also have sticky keys off for this fight, or at least attempt to take it off, because you're gonna be dodging a lot, especially from this phase and onwards. You're basically gonna be playing both hands on the WASD keys and the shift button for this. So also the same things before. I think the only thing adds different here, he does this weird barrage at the start, and then he does spike attacks, like that comes up from the ground. But he still does everything from the green. I don't think anything really changes as much at all here. So I'm just going to kind of skip around till I see something new. But that's kind of it. Yeah, I think like right around here he did the barrage at me, I think. Okay. So yeah, he does like, it looks like thunder strikes, but it's really like this barrage type of thing. And there's the attack I was talking about earlier. And then this happened to me. I did survive luckily on 1 HP. If you do get hit, he only can take you down to 1 HP and you cannot die to poison in 1 HP, so you're fine in that. But you do regen. But yeah, that's kind of it. And then here's the final phase. This I like to call it the Rat King. This is the final phase pretty much. You can't really do much here. Same thing as before. The only new attacks is he has a purple spike sound, same thing as red. And basically you're just gonna be spamming shift either to the left or to the right, depending how you start the movement. You're gonna be spamming that a lot. Oh yeah, another move he has is this kind of AoE attack, where it basically, like, for a section of the area basically gets guarded, so you can't go over that section for a bit, but that's kind of it. Not really a game changer. Also, the hitbox is really strange on this one, and also the other, the red one. The hitbox, for whatever reason, is right here in the center. It's really weird, and I don't know why they did it like that, but that's the hitbox. So that's kind of it. It's kind of boring, these boss fights are, just because it's kind of repetitive. I could show the whole boss fight, but just like one thing is like, I'm trying to get this out. I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. So I don't want to be bothering people really much. So then after that, you get the 6th badge, and then I am gonna kind of shut up because, not really. So we get this guy, kind of calls you, he goes bravo, cheers you on for doing it well done, and then you free him, pretty much. You free this orangutan looking guy, I think. I don't know what's going on here. I think you free him. And then that's it. If you are doing this before the UGC is gone, you see some characters from Act 1, and I don't know who the hell that girl is back there. I just saw her and then immediately came here for my UGC items. So when you get UGCs, I at this time only had the Eagle Wings and the Moon Antlers unlocked. I was going to skip past this because it's not important. This is not part of the event, these are optional. And then afterwards, you get UGCs after the event, you go to this wormhole thing, and then that's it. So I'm going to leave the next couple minutes uninterrupted, and you guys watch the cutscene. Sorry about that near that. We are now officially done. At this time, there's some still music playing, but I can't remember if there is or not. I do get kicked, so we're just gonna skip to here. So you can rejoin Piggy64, and everything is back to normal. How it was prior to part 1, or prior to part 2, technically. So this is kind of it. All your items get taken away, you get left with these items. And then that's kind of it. That's Pig64 done. I don't think that anything else goes on anymore after this. There is allegedly a piggy skin coming out, and that's it. I'm gonna like go over here to this final freeze frame. Alright, damn it. Alright, let me go back. Okay, but that's it. So, this is kind of it of Piggy64. This is all that's left. If you want to, you can play through the final act of Pig64. Again, I think you can do it. I don't know, don't quote me on it. But yeah, that's kind of it. It's over. This is probably my last guide and only video on this ever releasing. I don't know. Well then, see you guys. Hopefully, if there's any big new events, I see you guys then.